Okay guys, back for another cast on the druid. I'm pretty much back where I left last time. I had some trouble figuring out, because I'm not really that well known in Eastern and Western Plaguelands, and this is Western Plaguelands, so I had some trouble finding out when exactly how to solve this repeatable quest, Felstone Field Couldron, and why it actually sort of became a repeatable quest. It wasn't to begin with. So I had to study a little bit, and what I found out is that in each of the main horde cities, there will be a quest called when you reach level 50, or at least the quest is level 50 required. But in Orgrimmar, Thunder Bluff, and Undercity, there will be a quest called a Call to Arms, the Plaguelands. It's optional. You don't have to take it. I think I'm not quite sure if it's a must, but if you have the quest and you hand it in here at the Bulwark, this will open a quest chain called Scarlet Diversions. I did that quest chain. I think it was a couple of quests. It was Scarlet Diversions and then the Scourge Couldron. It was back in episode 190. And after that quest, a new chain will open. It's called Target Felstone Field, where I sort of have to I had to kill some kind of special goal that was around here, and with the key I could sort of open the cauldron. And when I then returned, the next quest was then returned to the Bulwark, part 1 actually, because there'll be more of those quests with the same name. And when you return to the Bulwark after this, this quest becomes repeatable. The reason why I couldn't figure out how to solve the repeatable quest is that I had to talk to this guy first.
Hello.
And that's definitely one of my weaknesses as a player. I try to be patient, but I have trouble reading all of this stuff here about, this time I did it. So this guy, Apothecary Dithers, he has what's it called? Oh, it's gonna be a tough one. Vitreous Focuser.
Dark Lady.
And I just got one for free here. When you have this one in your inventory, just like the Arcane Dawn Commission, I'm just gonna change that with my run speed, increased mount speed. It's the trinket you get from a quest in Sulfurak. That will give you 3% increased mount speed. I don't really need that with what I'm about to do. But when you have this one in your inventory, these have a chance to drop just like the Scorch Stones from the Arcane Dawn Commission. So the plan was actually to just go nuts. It's part of meaning, I'm not gonna jump off a cliff or something like that, but what I meant was that I think I'm gonna grind for like an hour, and I'm just gonna, because I've forgotten that in an hour, my current reputation with Argent Dawn is 2120. Just gonna note that. Because if I'm in a grindy mood, and I'd like to see, it's not a competition, and many classes can probably do twice the amount of reputation farming at an hour or something like that. Further, I read that the repeatable quest is it's considered a level 53 quest, and as I'm level 60, I'm gonna get. Normally, you'll get 25 reputation for doing the repeatable quest, but when you're level 60, you'll only get like 40% of that. So that will be 15 reputation. So in that way, you could say this is not a very sensible thing to do, but I'm in a grindy mood. I'm gonna try it out, and there's further down the line of this sort of quest line that led to this Felstone Field repetitive quest. There is just gonna buff up with pretty much everything I got. Further down the line, there is a quest that's a lot like this. It's just a bit higher level. I think the mobs are maybe... Oh. It's just getting really spooked there because this guy, he wasn't sort of acting to my attacks. That's felt like a disconnect. But fortunately it wasn't. As you can see, this time I got one of these sort of thingies. So I had 2 to begin with. I'll cheat that much, you could say. Oh yeah, and my chicken want my chicken up as well. Chicken is gonna help me with some moral support here, and the reason when I know sort of that I've been grinding for an hour is I got this great intellect pot. It may not be a full hour, I don't know. I might have enough before that, but that's the initial plan, let's put it like that. I thought that this guy, he looks a bit special, and he's the only other, he might be a, I don't know, a quest mob for maybe an alliance quest or something, Jabbering Gold. He looks a bit different than the other. About the bone fragments and stuff that drop from these guys when you have this Argent Dawn commission thingy equipped. These, among other. Of what I read of the Argent Dawn faction, then you should wait until you become revered before you start handing in stuff to that faction. Because after that, I can imagine that these mobs, they don't give 5 reputation per kill. So yeah, I'm just gonna have a bit of brown mana while Black Blossom is having some blue. That's coffee, by the way. And I've noticed when I've been here, by the way, there's plague blooms who are spawning and respawning here pretty often. So I think I'm actually gonna go over there and might as well get a little bonus there. I made a minor investment. Yeah, everything's relative, but of 30 gold. Yeah, you know what? I can take it from this side as well. The plague bloom. The problem, of course, with running sort of in the middle of this field is that you can be pretty much attacked from all sides when the respawns appear. If you stay out in sort of the perimeter, there's less chance that, yeah, you'll get completely surrounded. So we got this guy. And yeah, this is part of World of Warcraft. The grind is definitely part of World of Warcraft. And it was kind of nice sometimes to just, you know, I don't know, relax, do a bit of grinding, chilling, talking with other people. I had a very nice chat. Also, I have a Warlock that I'm sort of, yeah, doing some chill play with. I pretty much level him the same way as Black Blossom here. And this guy, I've been playing a bit with him before. He's often playing at night, and so am I. We both work sort of odd shifts. Sometimes that means that sometimes we're just up at night time. And he linked some music to me. I'm not that fond of listening to music while I'm grinding because unfortunately with the PC I have here, and I have no idea why, but if I have YouTube running in the background with say music, my PC tends to freeze. And yeah, that could be very unfortunately, imagine in here and you have to reboot or something like that, and I think I'm pretty much dead. So I don't want to risk that. But he sent me some music from a band called Massive Attack. I know them. I like some of it, definitely not all of it. It's like, I don't know, maybe I like maybe 10% of their stuff or something like that. But I know they're great artists. I see it that way, even though I don't like them much. It's not like mainstream crap music. I mean, what the music industries want you to buy and listen to. I'm not mentioning any names, band names, but I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. Unless you really like everything that's in the radio, of course. Personally, I never listen to what's in the radio. I can't stand it. I think it's time for some more mana. But he sent me this number from Massive Attack, and I listened to it. It was okay, and I sent another the number he sent to me was the band Massive Attack doing a cover of another band's track, and yeah, it was just fine. It was okay. It was nothing special, but I could listen to it. I can recognize the art. It's not mainstream crap, but it reminded me that there's a number with Massive Attack. It's called Teardrop. It's one of their greatest hits. I would advise you to listen to it. It's a very, very good, great number. Great vocals from, I think it was from, they sort of lent musicians and vocalists from other bands, stuff like that. They're very special about that Massive Attack. They're often some kind of fusion of other bands, you could say. But I remember there was it was kind of ironic because he was sending me a cover that Massive Attack was doing about a band. Let's do the big boy here. And I was then sending him a cover of a Massive Attack's Teardrop. It's by a guy called Jose Gonzalez. Yeah, it cannot be more Spanish than that. I'm not quite sure where he's from, but I think he's living in Sweden. Never mind, but he's made this really awesome cover of Teardrop, and the reason why I'm mentioning all this, and because I know, yeah, it's a long story about, it doesn't have much to do about World of Warcraft, except it was a guy in the game here that told me about it, but it's because the name of my character, Black Blossom, it actually comes from that particular song, and I just remembered that now. I had actually forgotten about it. In the text, there's something about black flowers blossoming or something like that. I don't remember the exact lyrics, but I would advise you to listen to the original, of course, but you should also definitely, if you feel like it, listening to Jose Gonzalez and Teardrop. It's a live version from Holland, and if anyone sort of really wants to hear it, I can put it in the description of this, even though it has nothing to do with World of Warcraft, except for the name of my druid, Black Blossom. It's just fitted kind of perfectly, I think, Black Blossom for a Horde druid. You know, Horde always has this sort of kind of dark side to it. I think Alliance is more like a, I don't know, nice guys, something like that. And it's okay, I'm not trying to diss the Alliance, but that's the vibe I get the first time I sort of entered Stormwind, stuff like that, the Alliance are the good guys, sort of, and Horde are sort of the dark side, you could say. Especially the undead, of course. But name for a druid, I think Black Blossom is just perfect. Blossom, is sort of the druid thingy looks really cool when these guys respawn, by the way. Blossom is about, I don't know, druid is always something about, nature, blah, 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 blah. And so, the dark version of it is, Black Blossom. So, another thing, by the way, that I noticed, I'm not going to mention this guy's name or his character's name, of course. He's a very nice guy. Is that, I don't know, he has a substance abuse, and he's very honest with me, and I am with him. I'm definitely not trying to, dox him or in any way. Sort of, I was just asking why, and I think he has a depression, so I asked him if he was getting medication for his depression, and he wasn't. So I think he's trying to suppress his depression with weed. He was smoking like 2 to 3 times a day, he said, and drinking beers as well. I don't know, it's just a bit sad, I think, that that people are in that state. And I don't know if it's common. I mean, that people are depressed or feeling down or having issues or trauma, or I don't know. Pretty much everyone I play with in here, they have some kind of trauma. I guess we all do. I don't have anything serious, but Maybe we are just all these sort of hurt beings, I don't know. So, yeah, it feels good, you know, making the world a little bit a better place. Understood, like, I gave him some gifts the other day, and I knew that he was really happy about it and quite surprised. I was leveling my warlock, the tailoring, and he has a priest, and it was items with intellect, blue items, actually crafted items with for level around level 40, with intellect and spirit, kind of perfect for a priest. I'm using it on my warlock as well because it has spell power, but the item isn't perfect. I should actually go for stamina, but that's a completely different matter. And I don't know why I'm talking so much. I'm usually not that talkative in real life, but yeah. I'm just spitting out what comes to mind. One good thing about grinding these guys as well is that you learn sort of the tricks of the... If I pull this guy, I'll probably get this guy, maybe this guy on top. So if you eventually want to do these quests with a character of the adequate level, you could say, then you sort of know where not to pull, or if there are any traps. And even as a 6e, I'm not going inside the houses, it would just be stupid. Locking yourself up in a confined space. So, as you saw here, maybe when he's hitting me with the frostbolt, this guy, I'm trying to time that with my moonfire. So when I inevitably get sort of like there, get delayed with my spell casting, I might as well use the moonfire. Probably time to drink. So we're casting against each other. What I mean by it is I'm using my Wrath pretty much mainly, and it's more sort of mana conserving as well. It's 164 mana per Wrath spell, and the Moonfire is almost double, or more than double actually. If I can... 328. Yeah, it's a bit more than double. So I should, in order to conserve my mana, I shouldn't use Moonfire too much really. Root is 125. And yeah, I say it's worth using the Roots spell at least once here, because you'll get a bit of... The likeliness of you getting a bit more free damage before you get hit on will save you some time. And one thing I should try to become better at is when the mob is almost dead, then stop using Wrath and then just give him the stick for the rest. Holy crap. Crit. So here I should probably expect the double pull. This guy as well. Yeah. So I'm gonna root the other guy here. And then stay with my skelly boy here. Just gonna position myself so I can see when this guy is not rooted anymore. And yeah, I made it. So I'm clubbing him for the last bit of damage. I think I'm gonna reroot him. Yeah. And spend a bit of a Wrath extra, you could say, bonus Wrath that never hit the target. But naturally it's a bit hard to calculate when you're critting a lot and your cast becomes faster due to the... let's see, what is it? It's Nature's Grace. All spell criticals grace you with the blessing of nature, reducing the casting time of your next spell by 0.5 seconds. It's one of my best spells, actually, beside the Wrath and Moonfire. So this spell's become a 1 second cast instead of 1.5. And you can really dish out some damage then. This could be a double pull. So if so, then I'm prepared. I'm gonna root this guy, but it wasn't. Didn't make it here with timing my Moonfire. So it's just gonna get it for free, sort of. Oh. I can only root one target at a time, as you can see. So I might as well continue killing the guy that was almost dead or badly injured anyway. And then start all over here, making some distance. Holy yeah. Holy crap. Dealing some damage here. So, there's one sort of sneaky guy, skeleton here. Just gonna take him as well. There you are. But I would consider, if you're doing this grind here with the lower level characters, say level, I don't know, 50 plus, I would do the mob sort of in the edge of the map. It's just way easier to get away instead of getting caught, yeah, in here with respawns all around you. And you might have noticed before, when I was sort of down in this area to pick the Plague Bloom, that there was a sort of minor Scarlet patrol down there. They're attacking each other a bit back and forth, and fine by me. It's the NPC battle of the zone, I suppose. Yeah. So I just don't want to get caught in it, really. I'm keeping my distance. I think I'm going to take a little mana per 5 buff food here. There we go. Come chicken, let's kill some more. And they're fighting up there, as you can see, the patrols I was talking about. Who's actually winning, I don't know. It might change from time to time. One thing that's rather special, by the way, about the Argent Dawn, I read a bit about them, not all, so I'm not 100%, but I'm positive that you can start grinding these guys. That's definitely the right thing to do if you want to grind all the way to, say, Exalted. Then do not hand in your minion Scourge Stones or your Bone Fragments or whatever. You'll need them later. Because, like I said, at some point from when you reach Revered, and I'm currently neutral, they will not award you any more reputation. You have to get the rest in dungeons, etc. By the way, as you can see, there's a new Plague Bloom up here. Okay, I was just doing something uncalled for, unheard of. I was trying to root a caster. There's really no reason for that. But I might as well sort of grind the way of the Plague Blooms. Oh yeah, and I pretty much forgot. I made an investment. Well, my banker made an investment on. It's sort of a restoration potion, something like that. Before I buy recipes like that, it cost me, I think, 35 gold, no, 33 gold, yeah. But it's an item that drops from, you know, world bosses and higher end dungeons and maybe lower end raids, stuff like that. So it's nothing that I'm about to get closer to at the moment. And the reason why I was sort of particularly interested in it, it's an alchemy recipe, just to make it clear, is that it requires Plague Bloom. And now and then when I'm come across these Plague Blooms, I picked them up. So I think it's 2 Plague Blooms and 2 Winters something. It's flowers, I think, that are only picked up in Winter Spring. That's up here. That's where I found them so far. They may spawn other places as well. The winter, not easy to tell you where because of Winter's Bite or something like that. Or maybe something. It was something about winter. The flowers, I mean. So 2 of those and 2 Plague Bloom, and you can make this sort of higher end restorative potion. I have 5 of them. I think it was called something else, but it's very similar to this. It's just level 47 required. It will try to remove a magic, cures, poison, blah blah blah. When I learn it and make some of them, I'll show you. And I do think that it could be kind of a moneymaker on the auction house because there was none at auction house, but that could be a coincidence. But I've heard many of especially the melee characters complaining. Not many, but I heard some complaining that when they are questing in Eastern and Western Plaguelands, especially Eastern, sort of the neighboring higher level zone, that they are constantly like afflicted with all kinds of annoying stuff that will slow them or make their damage less or etc. etc. It's just it's a little annoying. So in that way, you could say a potion that can remove all of that crap would be beneficial, I guess. That's the idea I have anyway. And if nobody wants to buy them, you know what? Fine, I can make them for my own characters. I can afford 30 gold. I'm pretty well off at the moment on my banker. So usually I log in, I don't know, 2-3 times a day and sort of repost stuff and check if there's anything interesting on the auction house. And yeah, I wouldn't say I'm making money on one thing in particularly, but I've made some money actually farming the auction house itself. So sometimes people will put stuff on the auction house that's way too cheap of its actual value, and then I'll buy it and then I'll repost it for sort of the real price, you could say, or maybe a little lower than what it could sell for. I'm not using auctioneer or something like that. I'm just using my brain. So when you played the game for some time, you know pretty much what things are worth, and if I have doubts, I can always sort of look it up at Warhead, and that's what I did when I was when I bought this recipe as well. So I knew if it was something that had, like, said, a 10% drop from some kind of mob that I can kill myself, then I'm not gonna pay 30 gold for it, of course. Then I'll just farm it myself. You get the club, bro. But if it's from a world boss and it has even a fairly low drop chance there, maybe like 2%, then all of a sudden it becomes rather valuable, I think. If it's a useful item, of course. Oh, just gonna use these scrolls there and there. Yeah, that just reminded me that my root had run out, and 18 damage returned to center, sort of the one melee attacking me. I might as well bring that along with my, I don't know, I'm probably clubbing them for like, I don't know, 100. Yeah, aggro incoming. There we go. That's what you get for interrupting my mana launch. So it seems like the Scarlet guys are winning almost every time. And this is sort of stuff that I'm always in this bag that I'm always running around with. Stuff that I need: buffs, mount, fishing pole, hearthstone, heating pot, mana, food, stuff like that. This is useful stuff, or stuff that I haven't got room for in the first bag. This is for junk, this is for junk, and this is for quest items. You can put your backspace any way you like it, but that's just the way, I don't know, it fits me. This way I can sort of easily find my stuff if I need something. If I have a quest item that I need to sort of click on in order to complete the quest, then I usually put it down here on this field to my right. I think it's quite nice to know exactly where you have your stuff in real life as well. But especially if you're sort of doing a quest that's a little bit hard or stressing or something, it's rather annoying if you sort of fight your way inside a cave and then you have to sort of fumble around to get your quest item ready. So when I eventually hand in some of these Osseous agitators, I'm just going to show you up here by the cauldron because now I sort of cleared the area when I'm done drinking my mana lunch here. But I think it's 6 of these and then one thingy I can buy and then some rune cloth on top. So I'm just going to move the rune cloth over here. And I did it a couple of times before off recording when I was grinding a little bit on the druid here in the same spot here. But as you can see here, it will say so when you try to complete the quest. So one arcane quickener is one I can buy. It only has a 30-minute duration, so take care how many you buy compared to when you have to use them. And then 6 of these and 4 of these. So I'll probably have respawns very shortly from where I'm standing. I'm doing this a little incorrectly. I should sort of grind on the other side, but I know I can kill this guy pretty quickly if you let me cast on him. And I think I moved the sort of these icons of myself and the enemy, the target. I moved it down a bit. I can't seem to get it down further than this, and it has to do with that I'd like the cast bar here. I don't know where to change it. On all my characters, it's right there. It might be possible to move it, but I haven't figured out how you do it. And it's kind of important to me, because especially if I'm against a caster, and I'm just going to show you, I want to see who finishes the cast first, so that's why I put it up like this. So this way I can see that I'm finishing at the same time there as this guy, and before him, and same time pretty much. We hit each other at the same time. So I pretty much know that, and that's before the sort of the cast has ended, and I think that's very valuable info if you're in a tight spot, to know if you can get your cast done before he does, or reverse. These Ica of Undeath, they are crafting materials. I'm not quite sure for what. They're not like super valuable. Actually, they're not. I can imagine they're selling for like 20, 30 silver or something like that. So it's nothing special. And again, here with the cast bars, I could see that I should use my Moonfire. In the right moment, so it doesn't cost me any sort of cast time. Trying to cast Wrath, because naturally when I get hit by his Frostbolt, this guy, then he interrupts my cast or sort of delays it. Just like these melee attacks will, if he had the chance to hit me. Hit me. The downside of this is that I can't sort of see my whole character, but I don't know how to otherwise to set up the stuff here. I would like to lower all of it a little bit so I could see more in sort of the main sort of screen here. So I was able to see my chicken, and yeah, if I could lower this icon down here, so that would be perfect. And then I had the cast bars down there, but like I said, the inbuilt cast bar from my character, I can't see how I can move it. If any of you know how you can move it, I'm all ears, and please let me know in the comments section. I think I'm just have a little mana per 5 snack. Usually when I level my alts as well in fishing, I'm fishing at a particular place in the northern part of Hillspread Foothills. It's actually rather close to here. It's... yeah, well... there we go. It's along this coastline. Got Dalaran here, and Hillspread Foothills is down here. You can't see it on the map here, but it's down there. So all along here there can be pools. There are dangers. There's a couple of 30 elites here, and there are some hidden, some rogue 40-ish here, so don't get too close to that. So this was a double pull. I remember that from last, so I'm just gonna root this guy. Oh. Either he was being a little slow, or maybe it's not necessarily a double pull. Remember that the roots give damage, so the root can sort of break the root spell itself if you're unlucky. It doesn't give a lot of damage. But yeah, if I could move all of this like 2 centimeters down, that would be pretty perfect. I would want some space to my other stuff here, so it's clearly separated. Okay, so here's a double pull. Control 1. Oh, I didn't. There we go. And then kill the other. Holy moly, I'm kicking their butt. And yeah, I don't know why people think that's so terrible. If you're such a chat for leveling a Moonkin, I really can't see it. I think it's kind of cozy. I actually kind of like it. And I'm definitely more of a caster guy than a melee. I guess that goes without saying, as I'm leveling a lock. And a future project might be Elemental Chamois, sort of a caster chamois. And I'm not doing this just to be weird or different. I like to test out if, you know, if what people are say, if it's true, or I just feel like try it out. Most people on the servers are either so the melee version of chamois. It's my least played class, by the way. I know pretty much nothing about chamois except that they do totems and they can heal. And that's the second option is chamois are excellent healers as well. Oh, there was a little sneaky guy there. Someone, Hunt is dead, got slain by Stonearm. I see Stonearm kill. It's a rare mob in the Barrens. I'm not quite sure where exactly he is. And I can't make my sort of rare scanner function at the moment. I should look into it some more. But as you can see here, it's like there's no rares pretty much anywhere. So I guess I set it up a little odd. Yeah, okay. So at least I figured out what this is all about. I'm not quite sure what the first time this happened to me, I was about to, have a heart attack, but what I'm doing is when I'm sort of clicking left and then clicking some other button, and I haven't figured that out. It's not a button I'm using normally. Then it will open another desktop. Just gonna see if I can get it there. But you can then close the sort of additional desktop down. And that's it, really. It came with the latest Windows versions, but so as far as I know, I don't know how to turn it off. But as long as I can sort of get back on track as fast as possible, then I should be alright. In the beginning I was shutting down the game and restarting it. Fortunately it didn't happen while I was grinding, like here. Otherwise I would probably been dead. And one of the reasons, by the way, that I made a rogue, I have a level 55 rogue, maybe 56, I don't recall. I think it's 55. I'm not sure, it doesn't matter. 55, 56, is that I wanted to have a character that could open these sort of boxes. Most of the time it's fairly crappy green items, but now and then they can contain a blue or even an epic or some very rare recipes as well. So yeah, you should get them open for sure. And it goes without saying that some of the most valuable items are some of the boxes that are the hardest to open. And I needed a leather worker as well. I'm trying to be sort of self-sufficient with most professions. So, rogue got a double job. At the moment, I'm actually sneaking around in Alderman. There's a rare mob there that I want to grind for a specific drop. It's a helmet that can give +7 to access or something like that. And as I have an idea about creating a melee warrior at some point, then an orc maybe, then that sounds pretty much like a helmet that I'd like to obtain. But it's a 10% drop from a rare mob, and it would by rare mob I mean a really rare mob. It has, I think, up to a 16-hour respawn timer, so it's a long project. But it's an awesome job for a rogue, you could say, sneaking around in a very annoying environment. Otherwise you'll have to grind and grind and grind in order to sort of find that rare mob. But my rogue can do a good job there. So I was keeping an eye if I got aggro from this guy as well, but I didn't. Defo time for a drink. Looks like we got a Plague Bloom respawn. Oh, it's right there. So yeah, pretty much for free. So I can understand why these Scarlet guys are winning every time. There are 3 or 4 of them. Yeah, there's a medic too. So the healer, mage, and warrior type, and a doggy. So it's 4 against 1. You could say when the Sombros are sort of walking into them. Oh, my buff ran out. That's kind of embarrassing. My self buff sort of. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm gonna grind these guys. Yeah, so I'm just fixing my stuff here, full OCD. While I'm drinking any mana anyway. It's funny how the brain wants things organized in a certain way. And about my mana supply, I don't know if I can buy some that are level 55 required. It's changing for every, I think, like 25, 35, 45 that you can get better mana mana drinking. What do you call it? It's not pots, but yeah, mana drinks. I'm sure mages can get better from water when they are maxed out. That you can sort of recover more mana at a given time. But I wonder if there's a vendor eventually that can give you higher sort of recovery on mana regeneration. I guess I'll figure that out eventually. So I timed it a little bad there. The interrupt, but fortunately for me, he kind of missed out on his spell. Okay, and this was a little dumb because I'm pretty much running out of mana here. I tried to conserve my innervate for a tight spot, so I'm just gonna club this guy. So it was 6 of these guys, I think. 2 more would be nice, and I have 6 turn-ins, and then 4 of these. That's 24 rune cloths. So I'm gonna need 6 of the thingies that I can buy. And it's pretty much, I guess, mainly to show you that it's not worth actually grinding here as level 60. There are better places you can grind the Argent Dawn reputation. But the main sort of reason was that I wanted to sort of investigate for myself and for any viewers as well how to get this repeatable Scourge Couldron, Felstone Field Couldron. I think there's another one there, or maybe even there, I'm not quite sure. Another repeatable. But I guess I'll figure that out as I go along in the zone. It doesn't mean that I necessarily are going to continue here in the next episode. There's still some quest left, and I don't know, if I feel like questing I might do that instead. I'll get back here for sure, that's 100%. So, just a little extra trick you could say when you make a double pull here is that I pulled one and I knew I would pull the other, so I'm giving this guy a couple of wraths, and then I rooted this guy. While I'm sort of I have downtime on my casting. I'm running a bit further away because if worst case scenario, then the root will break pretty fast and I will have 2 mobs on me again. If I make a little distance, I will have longer time before the second mob reaches up to me. And it can get rather... well, these mobs are fairly low level. But if it was like 2 level 60 mobs, you could get in trouble fast if you have 2 mobs sort of hitting on you, and you would sort of prefer maybe have 1 mob at a time. Getting a little sloppy here with my mana pool. So far I haven't even used a single... I haven't healed myself or been eating food for health. So, but again, the mobs are 8 to 10 levels below me, so it's a walk in the park, of course. So I'm thinking when I'm close to, I have 5 minutes left, then I'm gonna go back to the apothecary. And get the thingy I need in order to be handing this sort of repeatable quest. So I got aggro from this guy. I'm just gonna see if I got more. I didn't. So I'm just gonna root him, make distance, maybe even get around the fence here. These guys sort of, they can't jump fences, so they have to go around one way or the other. I'm just gonna show you, by the way. I think it'll work here as well, but oh, except I can't jump the fence either. I guess I'm too fat. There you go. So you can sort of fence jump like this. Doesn't work too well here, but if the fence is a little larger, it works better, of course. It's not being very nice. There we go. So, yeah. I was just bragging about not having healed yet, but I could have eaten there. I wanted to get away because I could see the respawns were coming up at the same time, where I got sort of unwanted aggro from the guy that I was fence jumping with anyway. So you know what, I'm gonna eat, guys. I have a ton of this food anyway. It's the food that drops from these guys only, it seems like. I'll try not to kill more of these guys right here, because if I want to go back to that apothecary, and I'm gonna do that really soon. Then I don't want... Then I'd like to grind the guys that are in front of the cauldron. I have to get up to the cauldron in order to complete the repeatable quests. And it'll be rather annoying if there's fresh respawns. So let's see, I got 38, I need 6. That's... yeah. Could try to get a few more. So, if it's 6 at the time of these sort of Ossesus agitators, then... I think I have 39. 42 would be kind of optimum. I might get 1 or 2 when I'm sort of coming back here in order to clear the area to get to the cauldron. And I'll show you why I'm running back, because you might have forgotten it. I sort of told it in the beginning of the video. But I need a third item. Besides... and now I'm gonna eat again, yeah. I need 6 of these, 4 of these. And then one of sort of a thingy that I can buy from one of the apothecaries. So 3 items, or 3 sets of items, will sort of give me, I think, 15 reputation because I'm level 60. Had you been level 58 tops, you'd get 25 reputation instead. So it's not that sort of efficient. But yeah, it's mainly sort of to solve the mystery here. Yeah, so I'm riding back to the apothecary now. So I wanted to grind for an hour, and I would say that's including sort of, yeah. And I know this great intellect potion is, it has a 1 hour duration, so we're getting there. Yeah, I started at 2120 reputation, so what's that? 575. I've grinded. You divide that with 5, and you know how many mobs I killed. Items, yeah, nothing special. This is probably the best drop I got. 8 plague blooms, sure, fine. And probably a bit of gold, and yeah, but it's not a gold mine or anything. But it's not. I'm not here to grind gold, so I guess it's all right. So let's see how many of these thingies do I have. I got 39. Do I feel?
I'm listening.
Lucky? I don't know. I just take 6, I think. Oh, and they even take up 1 slot each. You know what? I feel lucky. I'll take 7.
Time will come.
I need to be really lucky, please. Actually, because I'll need, divided by 6, I need 42. So I'll need 3 more drops of these, and it's not like they drop like a ton. The stones I already had, the minion scourge stone and the bone fragments, they are sort of turn-in for when I, like I said, when I hit revered. The ones that I had already grinded, I left at in my bank just to see how many I would get from grinding around an hour. And like I said, I'm not doing some kind of competition. I'm not trying to do this especially fast or anything. It's just a really chilly grind, really. So let's clear the area. I actually got 1 there. I'd like 2 more if I'm feeling lucky, punk. So just to make sure I'm not gonna interrupt it, I'm gonna kill at least 2 more mobs here. And I don't think you need to do it from this side that I always that I'm always doing it. I suppose you could do this from the quest from all sides, I guess. I mean, touch the... not touch, it sounded wrong, but you can interact, I guess, with the cauldron from that side as well. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, now we got a plague bloom and oh, behind me. Okay, so 3 plague bloom, that's nice. So I'm gonna try this time and hand them in. And we're talking 6, 1 and 4. And that netted me, as you can see, 15 reputation. I get, like I said, 40% reduction because I'm, yeah, 2 levels too high, sort of. A couple of episodes back, I was sort of explaining the reputation system that as long as your character level is a maximum of 5 levels above the quest level, you'll get full reputation. But I'm 7 levels above, as this is considered a level 53 repeatable quest. So final one, yeah, and I've sort of wasted 45 silver. I'll be alright. But it's like you can keep doing this sort of endlessly. I'll take the plague bloom as a bonus if I can find it. Man, they are... Oh, there it is. Fairly well camouflaged. So, I hope it was worth watching, guys. I'm just gonna move my... my beefy behind out of harm's way here, and with Felstone Field in the background, I'm gonna bid you a fair farewell. So thanks for watching, guys, and see you in the next one. Take care, bye bye.